It's over to Chicago, Illinois now, where my next guest is taking to the streets with hopefully thousands of others to stick it to the bankers. He's Jordan Estevo, and it's called Showdown in America. Jordan, welcome to The Real Deal. Tell us about this protest.
Thank you very much for having me. So, if you've been watching some of the news in the United States right now, there's a wave of protests happening.
Yes.
Some of it that we've been planning for months, and some of it which is more spontaneous. As you see, the Occupy Wall Street movement, no one predicted about 2 months ago that this would be happening, and so it's incredibly fortuitous that there's this confluence of tightly organized and spontaneous protest, all with the same message, the same theme, that people in America are tired of a political establishment and, by extension, an economy that cater to the richest, the wealthiest 1% rather than the vast majority of people here. That's becoming increasingly clear as you see things like Bank of America paying no taxes, the largest player in the subprime mortgage crisis that crashed our economy, paying no taxes last year or the year before. Meanwhile, programs are being cut across the board. Teacher salaries are being cut. The labor movement is under attack once again by the far right, and people are fed up with this. It should not be ordinary people paying for the crisis that Wall Street created. It should be Wall Street paying for that crisis.
Yet, when the Occupy Wall Street movement took off, the police responded with a very heavy hand, even a mailed fist. 700 people were arrested. It's beginning to look, if not like the Arab Spring, then the American Fall.
That's a bit what it looks like, yeah. There's obviously a very concerted effort by some of the politicos in New York City. The political establishment there is very much owned by Wall Street. If not for the entire United States. Richard Durbin, an Illinois senator, has said that Wall Street owns the place, referring to our Congress, and it's not far from the truth. And so, needless to say, these folks want to quell any protest against their largest donor base, which is Wall Street bankers.
So what form is it going to take in Chicago?
In Chicago, we're going to have thousands of people on the street. Already there's been a little Occupy Chicago movement of spontaneous, mostly young people and unemployed people, in the low hundreds, hanging out at the Federal Reserve building in downtown Chicago. But what we're going to see over the next few days is a blooming of that, and thousands of more people taking to the streets, protesting the Mortgage Bankers Association of America, who are having their annual convention here. The futures industry is having a convention here as well around the same time. So this is really going to grow in Chicago, and we think that the Occupy movement and the Showdown in America, these are not flashes in the pan. We've been organizing protests on Wall Street, on K Street, in Chicago, in the many thousands for years now. And this, I think we finally kind of hit a threshold here where we've captured the imagination of the American public, and we're going to give them plenty of more things to tap into and more protests to join over the coming months and years.
Are the blue-collar people joining in, or is it just the long-haired trendies?
To be sure. Oh, boy. There's a bit of both, but you'd be surprised at how I guess, for lack of a better word, ordinary looking most of the folks that are on the streets look. And our coalitions are really diverse too, representing all of America. My organization, National People's Actions, we have farmers from Iowa, we have people that live in tenements in the northwest Bronx of New York City, working class people from all across the country that have the same interest. They're part of the 99% of people for whom this government should be working. I was with some of the Occupy Wall Street, some of the younger protesters that have been occupying the area in front of the Federal Reserve and the Chicago Futures Commission yesterday, and it was really great to see the taxi drivers and bus drivers honking in support.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, Jordan, I wish I was there. The best of luck with it. Sign me up for the next one. That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid.